So roll your shoulders back, palms facing up. We're just going to take a long, deep inhale here. Exhale everything out through the mouth. One more time like that. And then just start to slow down your breath. So slowly taking some long, deep inhales. Send the air all the way down to the lowest part of your belly. And just trying to really fill your body with as much air as you can. Try to lengthen, fill your lungs up as much as you can. And just try to relax your shoulders down. Try to let your jaw relax. And then when you're ready, just taking your hands together at your heart center. Take a moment here, setting an intention, maybe bringing a mantra into your mind. You can have it be whatever you want. Mine today is going to be, I'm letting go. So just repeating whatever it is in your mind a couple of times. And then when you're ready, we're just going to reach the arms up over the head, lengthen as tall as you can. As you exhale, just fold forward over your legs. Let your head relax down. From here, inhaling all the way up. Exhale, take the hands down to your heart just for a second. So if you don't have your left leg in front and your cross leg and you can bring it there, go ahead and bring it there because we're going to come to the left, but I want the left leg in the front. So we'll inhale up again, left leg in front. As you exhale, fold yourself down and then walk your hands over to the left. Press your right hip into the floor and just sink over that left knee. When you're ready, slowly come back to center, roll yourself back up, reach the arms up above the head, lengthen your inhale, exhale, take the hands back down, take a moment, cross the right leg in front, we're going to do the same thing over to the other side. So inhale, lengthen, reaching up really tall, exhale, fold to the center, and then walk your hands over to the right, keeping your left hip down, and fold over your right knee. On your next inhale, coming back to center. Inhale, lengthening up. Reach as tall as you can. Exhale, the hands down by the sides. Take your feet flat on the ground. We're just going to windscreen wipe with us, knees side to side. Seeing if you can get whichever knee is in the center all the way down to the floor. And then find your way back through center. Make your way over to all fours. Spread the fingertips wide. We're just going to take a couple rounds of cat and cow. Chest forward, tailbone up. As you exhale, pull the navel in. Let your back lift towards the ceiling. And then inhale, forward again. Exhale, press into the floor, lifting the back. Inhale, reaching the chest. One more like that. And then find your way back through center, pulling your belly in, pressing the floor away. We're just going to reach the left toes back, tucking them under, press into your hands, stretching through your calf. releasing yourself, lift that leg up, bend at your knee, and draw some big circles. And then take that circle in the opposite direction. And then we'll just bring it back down, switching to the other side. So right toes reaching back, toes tucked under, press into your hands so you can feel that stretch in your calf. And then releasing, lift the leg up, bend your knee, and start to draw those big circles. One way, and then the other, noticing if you feel a little bit of a difference in the way this hip feels. And then we'll come back to center, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back. Keep the knees bent, try to send your chest back. Widen through your shoulders. We talked about this on Thursday. Try to get that wide shoulder, your armpits are hiding, and just start to pedal out your legs. Bending one, straightening the other. We're going to take our feet so that the toes are touching. Bend your knees a little bit. You're going to send them over towards the left. Maybe lengthen out, getting that long stretch. Come back to center, go to the right, lengthen out, and just move side to side. A couple of times, noticing if one side maybe feels a little tighter than the other. One more each way. And then find your way back through center, looking forward. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. We'll come halfway up, reach your spine long. Keep the knees bent as much as you need to. As you exhale, bend the knees a little bit, let your belly and thighs come towards each other. Grab opposite elbows and rock around. Maybe shake your head yes and no, releasing tension in the spine. And then we'll just lengthen, coming halfway up again. See if you can get your legs a little tiny bit longer, just finding that edge of stretch. Exhale, fold down. And when it feels good, press into both feet, lengthen up, reach to the ceiling. Inhaling. Exhale, take your hands back to your heart center. Take a moment, close your eyes. Bring yourself back to whatever intention or mantra you set for your practice. And then when you're ready, inhaling, reaching, we're going to flow through sun salutation a few times just to warm up the whole body. So exhale down, keeping the knees bent a little. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, folding down, plant the hands. Step back to plank. Come down to your knees if you prefer. Elbows in, lower down. Even if you took that full plank all the way to your belly, tops of the feet pressing, we're going to bring just the chest up. Hands should be able to come off the floor. Squeezing everything in your low body. Exhale, lower down, press through all fours, and then to downward facing. Pedal your legs here, spread those shoulders wide. Looking forward, walk your feet up to your hands, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, fold. And then roll all the way up. Squeezing those glutes as you come up, lengthen towards the ceiling. Exhale, straight back down. We'll come halfway up, lengthen your spine, same thing as before. Exhale, fold, planting your hands, stepping back. Maybe you're taking that full chaturanga this time, but come all the way down to your belly. Inhale your chest up, hands should be able to come off the floor. Lowering down, you can come through all fours or come up to plank with the tops of your feet still on the ground. And then turn those toes over, find downward facing. Pedal the legs. So this time we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Finding that forward fold at the back of the mat. Let your belly and thighs come towards each other, so bend your knees as much as you need to. Grab opposite elbows, rock side to side. When you're ready, lengthening halfway up, reach the spine. Exhale, fold down. And inhale, roll all the way up, reach to the ceiling, lengthen tall. Hands back down to your heart center. We're going to take the feet wide so the toes are pointing out to the corners. We're just going to come down towards Malasana. So if you want, you can just come like into a plie. If it feels good, start to sink down. Maybe you need to come off your heels. You can use your hands. And then we're just going to squeeze back up. So really try to squeeze the glutes evenly so you're not putting all of the work into one leg. Coming down towards that squat and back up. If you need to, you can take your feet wider or closer together. Find where it feels comfortable. Maybe that's not anywhere and you can only come down a little bit. That's fine. Just try to find that space in your hips and also start to activate through all those leg muscles. This next time that you come down, if it feels okay, we're going to hold it. So again, you can come off of your heels if you need to. Your hands can come to the floor. You could even be up like this, up high, or sitting on a block if you'd like. If it feels okay, try to press those knees open using the muscles and then also using the elbows. 2 long breaths here. And then we're going to press back into the feet. Come all the way back up. Walk those feet in towards each other. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold down. Finding your forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. We'll come halfway up. Reach. As you exhale, folding down. Walk yourself out into plank. Chaturanga if you'd like, or just come all the way down to your belly. Tops of the feet pressing into the floor. Lift just the chest. Reaching your inhale. As you exhale down, coming down, you can come through all fours or tops of the feet staying on the floor. Press through a pointed plank and then find your way to downward facing. When it feels good, looking forward, walk your feet to the top of the mat. We'll come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up, lengthen. When you're ready, wait until your heels sink down into chair pose. Arms can stay up or they can come down. Pull your belly in. Press the weight back. Maybe you can sink lower. Try to get both glutes engaged. When you're ready, we're going to exhale all the way down, keeping those knees bent a little bit. So like I said at the beginning of class, this can put a lot of weight onto your low back. So as you come halfway up, if you feel that strain, just bend the knees a little bit. We're going to put the weight into the right leg, and we're going to pick up the left leg. So bending the knee as much as you need to. Maybe you can do it straight. See if you can send the leg back for a warrior 3. Hands can be on the floor if you need to. And then we're going to bend our standing leg back, toes down to the floor. Find a crescent lunge. Squeeze. Lengthen up as tall as you can. As you exhale, we're going to start to sink down, bringing that back knee down to the floor. Release the top of the foot onto the ground. Hands down. Shift forward and back, finding your half split. And that lunge. Squeeze the glute on your back leg as you come into your lunge. This next time you have your front leg straight, we're going to hold. Squeeze your inner thighs. See if you can lengthen yourself a little further. And then walk your hands into the inside of your foot towards the left. Pivot your left leg. We're going to come up for gate pose. So lengthening tall, squeeze. And then we're going to hold here and we're going to sink towards that straight leg. Really feeling that length down the side. Use your core to come back up. It might feel more comfortable to take those toes towards the ceiling, giving yourself a little bit more space to move. One more time here. Come all the way up. Left hand's going to come down to the floor. Adjust your left knee if you need to, and reach your right leg. Squeeze. And then we're going to make some small circles here with the leg. So So try to keep squeezing your glute. Maybe you can bring the circles high. It's pretty hard. Maybe you need them low, maybe down on the ground, maybe no circle at all. And then you can keep this top arm up if it feels good, or you can take it down to your hip. We're going to press that heel away from us and then squeeze it in towards your booty. You're keeping your foot flexed. Squeeze so hard you can feel your hamstring and then lengthen it back out. Squeezing through your glute. Squeeze it in. Holding it there. Feel that squeeze and lengthen back out. Squeeze it in. And lengthen back out. Last one here. Squeeze it in. Lengthen it back out. You're going to take your right foot back behind you a little. Start to open your chest towards the ceiling. Pressing those hips up. And then we'll take ourselves back down, stepping into plank if you'd like. You can skip this chaturanga. Tops of the feet onto the floor. Chest up. Maybe you can reach your hands. And then lowering down. Maybe you want to take that pointed plank. So the tops of your feet are still on the ground. You'll just press yourself up and then come over the toes for downward facing. So I think that that's easier with my tops of my feet on the ground than having the toes tucked to come up back through plank. Not easier than going to all fours, but I mean easier than when my toes are tucked under. Looking forward, walk your feet up to the top of the mat. We'll come halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, squeeze the glutes as you roll all the way up. And then sink down into chair, holding. See if you can come lower, belly pulled in. Weights in your heels. Glutes are squeezing. Maybe touching back in with your mantra or your intention. We're going to put the weight into the left leg. See if you can, we're going to fold first. Then we're going to come halfway up, holding that halfway up. So if you need to bend the knees a little bit, bend the knees a little bit. Weight into your left leg. Right leg's going to lift up first. Ooh. And then if it feels good, lengthen it out. Maybe your hands want to come to the floor or a block or your wall or couch. Holding this warrior three. Pull your core in really hard. And then we'll slowly tap the toes down. Find your way to a crescent lunge. Inhale, lengthening. Try to tilt those hips forward as you reach your thigh up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, really slowly come down onto that back knee. Untuck the toes. Hands to the floor. We'll shift forward and back. Finding that half split. And coming back into your lunge. Make sure you squeeze the glute on that back leg. I can't emphasize that enough. So just in this half split, finding where you can feel your hamstring stretch. Don't get too crazy deep into it, and try not to bring your hip back past your knee. When you're ready, we're going to find our way back into that half split. Holding here, trying to lengthen your spine a little bit more. And then hands inside that left foot, walk them over, pivot on your right knee, find your way up into gate pose. So again, your foot can be pointing this way, or if you need a little bit more space, pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale the arms above the head. Squeeze your glutes. We'll exhale over towards that straight leg. And then use your core to pull yourself back up. One more time here. Maybe this time you want to bring the hand down, lengthen really long. Keep pulling in through your belly, squeezing your hips forward. And then we'll come all the way up. Bring your right hand back down to the floor, adjust your right knee if you need to, and lift that left leg. Squeeze it though, so your heel slightly back behind you. Take it as high as you can. We'll start making those circles. Maybe you want to challenge your balance and bring your gaze up towards the ceiling. Keep pulling your belly in. We'll make the circles the opposite way if you haven't already. And then when you're ready for it, staying here, hands onto your hip if you like. Really squeeze your glute, pull your toes towards you so your heel's pressing away, your foot's flexed. Keep it flexed. You're going to squeeze that heel in towards the booty, hold, and then lengthen it back out. Squeeze it in, really squeeze and hold it there. We're going to try this in half moon later, just so you're aware. Mentally prepare yourself, lengthen out. It's going to be exactly the same as this, except you're going to be standing on this bent leg. Squeeze it in really hard. Keep squeezing your booty. Lengthen out. We'll take one more. Squeeze it in. Lengthen it out. And then take that foot down slightly behind you. See if you can open your chest. Press your hips. And then when it feels good, hand down to the floor. You can step to plank if you'd like. Flowing through a chaturanga. Maybe up dog or cobra. Eventually finding your way back to down dog. Pedal out your legs when you get there. When it feels good, we're going to take our hands, walk them back to our feet. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Maybe you can see that you can get the legs a little bit straighter this time. Grab opposite elbows, just rock side to side. Shake your head yes and no. Noticing any changes that you might be feeling compared to when we did this the first time. When you're ready, release the arms. We're going to slowly roll all the way up to standing. Squeeze your glutes. Reach the arms. Hands back down to the heart. Take a moment. Bring yourself back to that mantra or that intention. I am letting go if you're using the same one as mine. And then we'll take our feet wide. Same thing as we did before, coming down into that yogi squat. So turn the toes out to the corners, bring the feet wider if you need to. We'll slowly start to come down. Your knees are pointing out towards your toes, not dropping in. And then press all the way back up. Squeeze. As you come down, you're using those muscles to press the knees open and all the way back up. Squeeze your glutes. Last time here, sinking down, hold. If it feels good, maybe pressing your knees open, not just with the arms. Your muscles are pressing them open, and then you can use your arms to get them out further, sinking your hips down, maybe reaching your chest forward. And then when it feels good for you, hands down to the floor. Send your hips all the way back up, heel toe your feet back in together. Release yourself down. See if you can get your belly onto your thighs with your legs maybe a little straighter this time. And when it feels good, squeeze the glutes, roll all the way up, lift towards the ceiling, hands down to your heart. We're going to start by reaching that right foot forward. Just step it halfway up. Squeeze your left hip, lengthen long. We're going to come towards pyramid. Your hands can come onto your thigh, or you can keep them on your hips. We're just going to start to lower down. Press into your big toe mound and bring your left hip forward. As you inhale, come part way up, and exhale, come back down. So notice if your front knee is locked, try to let it be a little bit loose, but the knee's not bent. It's just not locked back. You're pressing into both of your feet and breathing. This next time that you find yourself lowered, hold there, wherever that is. You can use your hands, or if you want, bringing the fists together behind you, lifting the elbows up like they're wings, or you can take reverse prayer if that's in your practice. So reverse prayer, your fingers and hips are pointing towards your head, not down towards your booty. So from here, we're gonna come partway back up, hands to your heart, and we're gonna shift forward to warrior three. So this is gonna be tough. Ooh. Slowly come back up, bring that knee up into your chest, give it a hug. Rotate your ankle a couple of times. Pull your belly in, lengthen really long. We're gonna release the legs, see if you can straighten it out. Pressing your heel away from you, try not to lean back. Maybe you wanna reach your arms up. Really squeezing in the belly and squeezing in that thigh, and then you'll step that leg down. Hands onto your hips. Pull your back hip forward, doing the same thing on the other side. So lengthen tall, and as you lower, coming down, try not to lock this front knee. Notice if this one's harder, so I can't come as far on this side. When you're ready, coming part way up and lowering back down. Try not to lock your knee, and your hands can come onto your thigh if you'd like. Focus on keeping your spine long. This next time that you're lowered down, hold there. Keep squeezing that front hip back. Fists can come behind you, lifting. Maybe you're taking reverse prayer. I'm just going to scoot back so I don't kick my bookshelf. Holding here. Keep bringing that right hip forward so both hips are pointing towards the front of your mat. We're going to release the hands, come part way up. So bend your knee a little if you need to so you're not putting the weight into your back. We're going to shift forward, find warrior three. Ah! Repeating your mantra in your mind. Trying to focus on something else. Keep that core pulled in. When you're ready, right knee up into your chest. Holy moly. Squeezing up. Try to get long and tall. Rotate through your ankle a few times. Slow your breath back down. We'll take the hands onto the hips. Lengthen that leg out. Hold it there. Maybe you can bring your arms up. Try not to lean back. Nice and strong. And then just bring that leg down. Woo! Shake out the legs. That was so tough. And then we'll come back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach long. As you exhale, bend the knees pretty deep. Bring your belly and thighs towards each other. Maybe you can give yourself a hug. Shake your head yes and no. On your next inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, fold down. And inhale, roll all the way up. Reach to the ceiling, hands down to your heart center. So I'm just gonna move back a little bit so I have some more space. You might find that you want to do that too. And I'm gonna grab one of my blocks. So if you are using a block or a book, we're gonna come to half moon, but we're gonna start from that halfway lift. So it's a little bit different than we would normally come into it. So you can watch and then meet me there if you want. So we'll bend the knees enough, coming into that forward fold. We're gonna inhale to come halfway up. So just like we did before, bend the knees a little bit if you need to. You're gonna take your right hand to the block or to the floor, and it's diagonally about a foot in front of your right foot. So you're not inside, you're outside of the foot, so you have a nice base there. Bringing that to the floor, put the weight into your hand, put the weight into your foot. We're gonna start by bringing your left leg back, and then if you can, open up. Maybe you can take that left arm up, try to open your hips, try to open your shoulders, adjusting your right hand as you need to. If you need to look at the floor, that's okay. So maybe just holding here. If it feels good, let's try to take a couple of circles with that floating leg. Your toes are pulling towards your shin, just like we did on our knees earlier. And then let's see if we can tuck that heel in. So hand onto your hip if it feels good. Really pull in through your belly. Squeeze your heel towards your booty and lengthen it back out. So remembering, don't take this too seriously. This is supposed to be fun. I mean, it's like challenging, but you're supposed to be having a good time. So if you hate this, just don't do it. We'll lengthen back out. We're gonna bend in that standing leg. Find your way into warrior two. So I'm just gonna adjust my legs. Whew. Sink into that front heel. See if you can get lower than you normally do. Squeeze that back bum cheek. And we'll take our back hand back. Inhale into reverse. As you exhale, come all the way forward. Forearm can come to your thigh, or you can bring it down to the block or your floor. Try to press your hips forward, opening through your chest. Hopefully that front leg is burning. Maybe you want to circle your arm one way and the other. And then we're going to press into that right heel. Come back up through warrior two. Reach that front leg long. Find your reverse triangle. Squeezing the hips forward. You want to keep this length on the right side as we reach forward, hips tilting back. Find your way to triangle pose. I challenge you to come up a little bit higher than you feel like you should be so you can keep that length and keep that chest opening. When you're ready, our top hand is going to come all the way down. We're going to walk, follow over the hands with the feet, follow the hands with the feet so you're finding your way into a wide forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to for your low back to feel good. Long spine. If you're using a block for that half moon, move it over to the other side of the mat. We're going to come halfway up. We're going to walk our hands over to the left, step the right foot to meet the left foot, and we'll do it all on the other side. So finding your forward fold, shake your head yes and no. And then when you're ready, lengthening halfway up, left hand down onto the block or onto the floor. Press the weight into your left foot. We're going to start by bringing that right foot up. Both hands can be on the floor if you need to, and then open it up to the side. See if you can open your arm up, trying to open your chest and shoulders, squeezing the glutes. Put some weight into that left hand, and then just like before, if you can, maybe try some circles. Oh, I'm going to tip backwards. Try it the other way. And then let's see if we can take those squeezes. So hand onto your hip. This is the last standing thing, by the way, so that's exciting, right? Hand onto your hip, press through your heel. We're going to squeeze in and lengthen back out. Squeeze it in. Lengthen back out. Two more. Squeeze it in. Try to feel that hamstring working. Lengthen back out. Last time. Squeeze in. Lengthen back out. Ooh, bend that standing leg. Find your way into your warrior two. Oh. Try to get a little deeper into it if you can. Squeeze everything forward. Arms reaching. We'll take a reverse. Inhaling back. And then exhale, come all the way forward, reaching, maybe opening. Maybe you can take your hand down. Try to keep the weight in the heel of that front foot. When it feels good, come all the way back through warrior two, straighten your front leg. Whoo! Reach all the way back. And then keeping this length down your side, tilt your hips first. reach forward, find your triangle. Top arm can come up. Just like on the other side, I challenge you, come a little higher than you would normally want to be. So when we come down, we tend to sort of hinge from this mid-waist rather than the hip and close down towards the floor. So I want you to come a little bit higher. Use your body, use the muscles to hold yourself here. Maybe circle that arm around. One more breath. And then when you're ready, top hand down to the floor, walk over to the center, find that wide forward fold. Holding here. So you have a couple of options. You can grab your legs and pull yourself down further. You can clasp your hands, let them drop. If you're working on a headstand, you can take it. If you're working on like a headstand from a wide forward fold, you can take it. So I'm working on it, and I can't do it. So if you can't do it, don't feel bad. I'm just gonna try for it. Tripod headstand from here. So I used to be able to do it, and I haven't been able to since surgery. So let's see if I can just practice it a little bit. So my hands are a little bit wide. I'm gonna try to bring my head down. See if I can tilt my weight forward enough to maybe bring myself into a tripod little thing rather than a headstand. Maybe I can bring, I got one leg up, but that's all I can do. Wherever you are when you're ready, we're gonna walk the feet in. We're gonna get a little closer. We're gonna find our way back into that low yogi squat. So still like just before, you're trying to press your knees open. If you need to sit on a block like this to be comfortable, go for it. If you're good down here, we'll try to be down here. Just moving around a little bit. Try to find some space. Try to let your hips sink forward, your knees press open. Maybe your chest can reach. When you're ready for it, we're gonna take our hands down. We're gonna walk our feet together. So if you wanna take crow pose, you're obviously welcome to do that. I can't stop you. But I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna come really high up onto my toes and try to lengthen my spine as much as I can. So I'm trying to get my heels up towards the ceiling, finding my way into a toe stand, squeezing, trying to get my heels towards each other. They're really far. Trying to squeeze my thighs together. I'm gonna lift my arms up. Holding here. See if you can relax your shoulders. So if it feels good, maybe you can bring your knees wide, squeezing them out, use the muscles, and then pull them back in. Taking them wide. Pulling back in. Maybe two more if it feels okay. Again, if you're trying crow here, that's fine. We'll take one more. And then hands on the floor. I'm going to turn just so you can see. Take a moment, spread all your toes. Get every single one of your toes onto the floor. We're going to keep them there as we slowly start to shift the knees forward. So maybe you find that you can't come very far and you want to stick a block or a book or something under your knees. Maybe you can bring them down, but that's enough. You don't want to sit back, or maybe you can walk your hands back. Try to get your heels right under you. And then if you're like me and you can't take anymore, just go ahead and sit down onto your heels. Maybe pedal out the legs, stretching the ankles in the opposite direction. I'm suffering from some tightness in my IT band, and it's affecting everything. So that left foot is so tight that made my whole leg hurt. So when you're ready from here, we're just gonna cross at the ankles, and I'm gonna come down to lay on my right side. So if you need to lay on your other side, you can. Just find a way where you can still see what's going on. We're gonna start by just taking that left foot, grabbing hold of it, Squeezing your hips forward, just getting a nice easy quad stretch. If you need more, I like to rock back a little bit so that I can put the top of my foot on the ground and squeeze my hips up. Just putting a little bit more pressure into that quad. It's like I said, I got a lot of tightness happening on this left side. When you're ready, we're gonna slowly come back. If you've been to class with me in person, you probably know where we're going. Reach your leg out, toes pointing back towards your shin. We're gonna take the foot, point it towards the ceiling, and lift the leg. You can grab hold of wherever you can reach. Your bottom leg can do whatever you need to balance yourself. Try to press the hips forward. See if you can walk up. Maybe you can grab for your foot. You can bring the head down, laying here. Maybe trying to lengthen out. So imagine that you're, I'm gonna fall back. Imagining that you're doing this standing, right? So holding here, trying to find your balance. I can't lengthen that leg out today. Keep squeezing the hips forward. And then when you're ready, we're gonna keep the leg up, release your hand, pull your toes back towards you. This sucks. And we're gonna do it twice this time. Normally we only do once. So take this left hand onto the floor if you need to, pull your toes back towards you. We're gonna slowly start to bring the foot close down towards the floor. So slowly, slowly, slowly. If you do it fast, you aren't gonna get the challenge. So really slowly, when you get to about 45 degrees, you might start to feel that weight in that hip muscle. So we're coming really low. Don't let the foot touch the ground. Ooh. Hovering, and then we're gonna come back up. So squeeze, slowly back up. All the way. Ooh. And then we're gonna try to do it a second time. So if that was the worst thing you've ever experienced and you don't wanna do it again, don't do it again. But if you can, really slowly, bringing it back down. Ooh. That leg shaking like crazy. See if you can press through that heel a little harder, squeezing your glute. Don't let it touch the floor, just hover. And then squeeze to bring it back up. So close. Ooh, bend the knee. Oh, pull it into your chest, roll onto your back. Oh, crap. Cross your ankle across your thigh, hands behind that right thigh. Try to press your left knee out with your left elbow. Just rock around. Oh my. When you're ready, uncross the knees. Ooh, pull them into the chest. We're gonna rock up into boat pose. So rocking up, hold. Ooh. Take it wherever feels good for you. So maybe it's here, but maybe it's here. Just holding for a moment. And then we'll just come down and find our way onto the other side to torture ourselves again. So when you're ready, starting out just with that quad stretch. So do whatever you need to with your left leg to balance yourself. Grab hold of your right foot with your right hand. Squeeze your hips forward. See if you can let your knee stay aligned with your hip. And just like on the other side, if you want, you can kind of roll back, bringing the top of your foot onto the ground so that you have a little bit more pressure into that quad. And then when it feels good, slowly come back. Lengthen that right leg out, pull your toes back towards your shin. We'll turn the toes towards the ceiling and lift the legs. You have your hip open. Grab hold of wherever you can reach. Maybe it's your foot. You can lay down your head. You can lengthen this bottom leg out if it feels good. Just keep squeezing the glute on your right leg. Getting that stretch, getting that opening. Maybe your knees bent. Maybe your hand's not on your foot. That's okay. If you're ever feeling defeated by the fact that I can bring my foot this high, remember I had parts of my hip removed. So I have a little bit more range of motion than you might have. And no, I didn't have it removed so that I could reach my foot. Okay. When you're ready, we're going to do that terrible thing. So hand down onto the ground. Do whatever you need to with your left leg so that you can balance yourself. Pull your toes back. We're going to move slow. Remember, slow is key. Otherwise, you're not going to feel it. So bringing that foot slowly down, straight in front of you if you can. This side's already feeling this and getting shaky. Coming down, nice and slow. Ooh, press through your heel, try to squeeze your glute. Make sure you don't touch the foot to the ground. You want to hover it. Ooh, then slowly start to squeeze back up. This is the worst part. All the way up, shaking, shaking, shaking. Squeeze your booty, try to open the leg. And we'll do one more just for funsies. So again, if you hated that, you don't have to do a second time. I hated it, but I'm going to do a second time anyway. Slowly, slowly. Feel that shake. Taking it down to the ground. Oh my. Oh my. Don't let it touch the floor. Keep pressing through your heel. See if you can squeeze the glutes. I don't know which one, but one of them. This is doing the medius and minimus. Ooh. Oh, it's stuck. It's stuck. So close. And bend the knee. Bring it into the chest. Oh. When you're ready, bending your left leg, bring your right knee or your right ankle across the knee. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Use your elbow to press your knee out. Oh my God. Feel that stretch. That was so hard. Goodness gracious. When you're ready, release that leg out. Soles of the feet on the ground. Take them a little bit wider than you would normally have them. Let the knees drop in. The soles of your feet are rolling off the ground, so you're just on that inside edge. Try to relax here. If you need a little bit more, take your feet wider. Try to keep those toes and knees in a line though, so you're rolling to the inside of your feet. See if you can bring your mind back to your mantra, back to your intention, maybe slowing down the breath. So if you've used my intention for today, I'm letting go. I want to challenge you that when we're finished with class today, just bringing that outside of your practice, and finding something that you've maybe been holding on to that wasn't meant for you, but you're holding on to it anyway. So I like the idea of it has nothing to do with you. So sometimes I beat myself up a little bit if I have a yoga student that comes to my class and then suddenly doesn't come anymore and they haven't moved or anything, they just haven't been coming, and I have to remind myself it has nothing to do with me. Maybe they just don't like me, but it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the way that I'm teaching. It's just I'm not for them. So that kind of just letting go of that feeling of maybe you're not enough, or letting go of feeling like you got passed up for an opportunity. Maybe it had nothing to do with you, just wasn't for you. Just let it go. So from here, we're going to bring the feet straight back up, knees over the hips, arms out to a T. Let your knees drop over to the left. If you want more, cross your ankle over that left leg, deepening into it. Try to reach out through the belly and pull everything in. When you're ready, slowly coming back to center and crossing the legs if you had them cross, even at your hips, and we'll move to the other side. So if you crossed the top leg over last time, maybe do it again. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground. If you need to, you can bring your hand to your low back if that arm is hanging and it's uncomfortable. When you're ready, slowly come back to center. Both feet flat on the ground. We're just going to release the spine a little bit. So just reaching that like the low ribs up towards the ceiling, creating space between your low back and the floor, and then press it down. So we're not coming to a bridge. We're just kind of cat-cow sort of shape towards the ceiling. Bringing your mind back into your breath. And then when you're ready for it, lengthen those legs out. I like to take my arms over my head. Take a deep, long breath. Exhale everything out through the mouth. And just relax down into where you'd like to be for your Shavasana. If you like a long Shavasana, you can shut me off now. If you want just a short one, I'm going to take 10 long, deep breaths. Just try to allow your mind to clear, focusing on the way your body feels and touching the floor and the way your breath feels coming into your body. you're ready, just go ahead and slowly start to bring some movement back into your body. Deepening in your breath, maybe lengthening up, stretching through everything. And then bending one knee at a time, just roll over onto one side, start to blink your eyes open, take a moment here to sort of absorb all the benefits of your practice. Maybe noticing if you feel any differently now than you did at the beginning of class. And then when you're ready, gently press yourself up. Find a nice comfortable seated position. Roll your shoulders back. Lengthen your spine long. We'll take a long deep breath in. Reach tall. As you exhale, take your hands down to your heart. Take a moment to give gratitude to your body. Maybe touching back in with your intention or using mine. I am letting go, and just let that shit go. I had a quote, but it's on my phone and I'm recording on my phone, so I'll post it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed. If you don't mind sharing, please do, or like.